Gunfire, gunfire. Station, we have a gunshot wound to the face. Newman's down, Newman's down.
Go from the scene after Fort Smith police officer Kyle Newman was shot Sunday morning near the McClure Amp. Police say the suspect led police on a chase that ended in a crash and a deadly exchange of gunfire. And new today at noon, we're hearing from the Fort Smith Police Department that Officer Newman is in critical but stable condition. They tell us he's fighting for his life, but there was promising signs overnight. There's now an entire investigation going on into how all this happened, and it started with a routine call. Around 1:30 Sunday morning, Officer Newman responded to a call about a group of minors near the McClure Amp. Officer Newman approached a white pickup truck that had driven into a ditch and identified the driver as 27-year-old Joshua Keller and began a DWI investigation. Police say during that encounter, Keller became argumentative and attempted to flee in his vehicle. As Officer Newman tried to detain him, investigators say Keller pulled out a gun and shot Newman in the neck. Keller then fled the scene, leading officers on a pursuit that ended after his vehicle crashed near the Grand Avenue exit on I-540. As officers approached the vehicle, police say a second officer-involved shooting occurred, and Keller was killed by police. Officer Newman was airlifted to a trauma center. Fort Smith Police Chief Danny Baker spoke to Newman's bravery.
The courage shown by Officer Newman, the responding officers, the dispatchers, the EMS personnel, and our partner agencies was extraordinary. Even after suffering a catastrophic injury, Officer Newman continued fighting and attempting to stop the threat that he was facing. That speaks directly to his bravery and to his commitment.
Police tell us that Officer Newman's family have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love, encouragement, support, and prayers from people across the region. We'll continue to monitor Officer Newman's condition and track the latest on the investigation. You can always find our latest reporting on the free 5 News mobile and smart TV apps. Well, a man on a motorcycle had video rolling as police were chasing the suspect. Take a look at this. Irvin Gutierrez was out early Sunday morning getting some food when he saw cops blow past him. What's usually a very empty street at that time turned into even more sirens coming towards him from behind.
As I'm watching them all pass by, about 6 officers pass by at this point, I look back and I start to notice I'm hearing sirens in my direction. By the time I started to pull off, I mean, the guy was right there next to me.
Luckily, Irvin was all right and pulled over on the shoulder. He says he spoke with another family who pulled over with a child in their car who was also almost hit by that truck. He says they all waited on Rogers Avenue until it felt safe to start driving again. We're learning more about Officer Newman and his life at the police department. The police chief describing him as a family man. He also says Newman is a military veteran. He was sworn in January 2025 after completing the police academy and had been with Fort Smith Police for just over a year. While the investigation is underway, people in the Fort Smith community are now offering their support.
Thoughts and prayers go out to every single one of them. I hope they stay strong. I hope the officer fighting for his life makes it. Thoughts with his family. I mean, it's just a bad, unfortunate deal. I just, wish people would actually respect our officers the way they deserve to be respected for out here putting their lives on the line for us.
Authorities say community support means everything right now. The police chief says people can send in messages via email and on the department's social media pages. Well, new at noon, an Oklahoma man is dead after a motorcycle crash in Johnson County involving an alleged intoxicated driver. Authorities say 68-year-old Dio Renee Caldwell was arrested and charged with negligent homicide, DWI, and failure to maintain control on Saturday. Investigators say Caldwell was driving northbound on Highway 123 when he left the road, overcorrected, and crossed into an oncoming traffic, striking a motorcycle. The rider, 72-year-old Curtis Morris of Durant, Oklahoma, was killed in that crash. We'll have more information on this story as it develops on our website. Well, President Trump says the U.S. economy will get better as soon as the conflict with Iran comes to an end. But the peace process is moving slower than he would like, and the American people are feeling the pressure. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
President Trump has warned Iran that the clock is ticking to make a deal. He posted on social media Sunday, "Better get moving fast or there won't be anything left of them." Some of the president's allies say more military strikes are needed.
Hurt them more, maybe they'll make a deal if you hurt them enough. But right now, I think they're trying to wait us out. I think they're playing games.
Pakistan, which is mediating negotiations, dispatched its interior minister to Tehran Monday. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman insisted the talks are focused on ending the war and wants the U.S. to recognize its right to nuclear enrichment, something President Trump has repeatedly called a deal breaker.
The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon.
The longer the conflict goes on, the more Americans say they're impacted by rising prices, and that's dragging down President Trump's approval rating. In a new CBS News poll, 7 out of 10 surveyed say they're frustrated or even angry about President Trump's approach to the economy. 2/3 say his policies are making it worse in the short term, and 77% say incomes aren't keeping up with inflation.
Donald Trump was the candidate who said he was going to keep us out of wars and he was going to focus on bringing down prices. And of course, he's done just the opposite.
The Strait of Hormuz remains effectively shut down, choking off the waterway where about a fifth of the world's oil supply travels. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A frightening moment at a military air show in Idaho. 2 Navy jets collided mid-air before crashing into a massive fireball. Remarkably, all 4 crew members survived. That crash happened during the Gunfighter Skies air show in southwest Idaho as thousands watched. 2 Navy Growlers jets appear to clip each other during a tight formation. The planes spiraled toward the ground before erupting into flames. 4 parachutes were seen deploying minutes before impact. Emergency crews rushed in as smoke filled the sky, and Mountain Home Air Force Base was temporarily locked down while the rest of the show was canceled.
The margin for error in this ejection was incredibly small. I think when this investigation is over, those 4 air crew are going to tell you there was a lot of luck involved, that they all got to walk away from this.
As all 4 crew members are in stable condition, an investigation into the collision is now underway.